Welcome to a brand new video. This is a video on polynomial long division. It's a video request, and I made a video the other day on integration by partial fractions, and I explained this concept briefly. And I thought to myself, why don't I just make a video on it? Now, here's the deal, man. So why do we need to do polynomial long division on this? Like, why would we want to change this expression in any way? So the idea is I want to simplify this expression. Well, it's not simple. It is technically simplifying it. So the best way to know is that you look at the highest degree term in our numerator. If it's higher than the highest degree term in the denominator, which in this case it is, this is 4, this is 2, that means that's a good telltale sign you need to do polynomial long division. So that's the key. If this is not a higher valued power term than the numerator, that's a big no-no in maths. Math people will be like, dude, you've got to change that now. Anyway, so how do you do it? So if we know how to do long division in primary school, you're basically saying, how many times does this go into this? So we're going to write x squared plus 2x plus 9 goes into some really big bracket. And that bracket's going to contain 2x to the 4th plus 6x squared. I know my 6's look like b's, I'm sorry about that, dude. But actually, I'm going to rewrite this. This is a common mistake, and I'll explain why, because you can make a lot of mistakes if you forget this one crucial step. So I'm going to rewrite it. So that's x squared plus 2x plus 9 goes into 2x to the 4th. But you see how we've got a 4 here, and then we jump to a 2? Go down in descending order. If you're missing an x cubed, write it out. So plus 0x cubed plus 6x squared. You don't need to write anything lesser than the lowest term you've got here. That's just the key. So if I see on the numerator there's nothing less than x squared, I don't need to add anything less than that. I don't need to write plus 0x plus 0. That's irrelevant. But if it helps you, it helps. But I believe that this is sufficient enough. So let's get to the problem, actually. So I'm talking too much. So you want to think about this guy the most. This guy's the most important guy. You say to yourself, how many times does this guy go into this guy? And, well, if you think about it, x squared multiplied by 2 would give me 2x squared. But I have to multiply 2 by x squared to get 2x to the 4th, because 2 plus 2 is 4, and that will give me this power term here. So this goes into this 2x squared times. Now, I have my first term. So 2x squared, I have to multiply this by everything here, but I have to subtract it. I'm subtracting it from this guy right here. So 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th. Now 2x squared multiplied by 2x, well, that's plus 4x cubed. Now 2x squared times 9 is 18x squared. Cool. Now 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th, these guys cancel. 0x cubed, this is why this guy's helpful, because you're like, oh, 0 minus 4x cubed is just minus 4x cubed. Now 6x squared minus 18x squared is minus 12x squared. And now we start the process again. So we say to ourselves, how many times does this guy go into this guy this time? Because this guy's now the first term. And you keep doing this until this power term is higher than this term here. So see how this is higher than x squared? That means we have to do polynomial long division again. That's the key. So x squared times, how do I get this to become minus 4x cubed? Well, I have to multiply x squared by minus 4x. Because minus 4x times x squared, I have to do a minus sign, bracket. So minus 4x times x squared is minus 4x cubed. You see how these guys are the same? That's a good telltale sign. You've done it right. That means you've done it right. Now, minus 4x times 2x is minus 8x squared. Now, lastly, minus 4x times 9 is minus 36x. Bracket closed. Now, minus sign on the outside of this bracket applies to every single term in the bracket. So technically, these are all positive terms, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So, negative 4x cubed plus 4x cubed, well, these guys cancel. Now, minus 8x squared, well, this is plus 8x squared minus 12x squared, which means we're left with minus 4x squared. Lastly, we're left with 36x, but that's like 0, so we're just left with plus 36x, because the minus sign applies. Now, these guys, x squared and x squared are the same, so this means that this is the last time we'll have to do polynomial long division with this problem. So, x squared goes into negative 4x squared how many times? That goes into that minus 4 times. So you want to write that there. So now you want to multiply minus 4 by this again, this entire expression. So minus 4 times x squared, well, minus sign, bracket, minus 4x squared, minus 4 times 2x is minus 8x. Minus 4 times 2, yep, minus 8x. Now minus 4 times 9, that's minus 36. Bracket closed. So, minus 4x squared plus 4x squared, because the minus sign applies to the whole bracket. These guys cancel each other out because you have minus 4x squared and you have plus 4x squared, so that's 0x squared. Now, 36x plus 8x, that's 44x remainder, and minus 36, plus 36 because of the minus sign. So, this is what you would call your remainder. But to finish, the polynomial long division for this problem is essentially done. So this is our final answer here, but we've got a remainder, and I'll show you what to do with this remainder. So you're going to write your final answer. You're going to say that 2x to the 4th plus 6x squared over x squared plus 2x plus 9 can be rewritten as 2x squared minus 4x minus 4 plus, because that's what the answer here was, plus the remainder for 44x plus 36. I'll show you exactly how to deal with that. And that's divided by the original denominator. So it's 44x plus 36 divided by x squared plus 2x plus 9. And this, my friends, would be considered a simplified polynomial long division problem. Cheerio.